In a significant milestone in becoming a major defense supplier, India has signed a $375 million deal with Philippines for the sale of BrahMos supersonic anti-ship cruise missiles to the Philippines Navy at 11:30 a.m. today, during which the top defense ministry officials of the Philippines were present on the historic occasion, while India was represented by the Indian ambassador and officials associated with the BrahMos project. This BrahMos export order is the biggest for India in the defense sector, after DRDO bagged a $40 million order from the Armenian government for 4 Swati weapons locating radar systems. India has entered advanced stage of discussions with Vietnam, and is expected to receive more orders from friendly nations like UAE, Saudi Arabia and Indonesia. With the rollout of the first Tejas Mark II aircraft planned later this year, Hindustan Aeronautics and the Aeronautical Development Agency have started preparations for assembly of the first aircraft. Most of the components and critical systems will be delivered by early March, and the mid and rear fuselage will arrive in April, after which the first aircraft will be on the assembly jig by mid of April, and should be completed by mid of December. That will be followed by official rollout by end of December. The Indian Air Force has accepted the critical design review report of the Tejas Mark II, and talks have started with the Air Force to fix a dedicated team for the program. Hindustan Aeronautics is expecting an order for at least 100 Tejas Mark II fighter jets in the first contract, and talks might be held to procure more units at a later stage, but there is a possibility that instead of ordering Tejas Mark II in large numbers, the Indian Air Force might instead procure AMCA in higher numbers, as the AMCA is planned to conduct its first flight in 2025, which is just 2 years after the first flight of the Tejas Mark II. India should keep a close eye on 2 weapon systems. First is a laser-guided Hellfire 2 air-to-ground missile that will soon be tested by the US military, that will have a range of 11 kilometers and a maximum speed of 1.3 Mach, and will significantly boost the combat capability of the Apache helicopters and Predator drones. The second is a laser-guided Excalibur-S munition with a range of 57 kilometers, which will be compatible with both K9 Vajra and M777 howitzer, and it features a semi-active laser seeker to engage moving land and maritime targets at comparable ranges, and will expand the capability of artillery on the battlefield. Cochin Shipyard Limited has delivered the second batch of 3 floating border outpost vessels to the Border Security Force, that will act as a floating strategic base stations, and will provide essential supplies to other fast patrol vessels on India's border with Pakistan and Bangladesh. The third batch of 3 vessels will also be delivered soon, that will take the total number of such vessels to 15. Bharat Electronics Limited and US firm Hyperion Global Group have entered into a contract, under which Bharat Electronics will develop, manufacture and supply Internet of Things devices worth $73 million to Hyperion during the first year of commencement of supply, with a provision to negotiate and supply upgrades of the products worth $365 million in the next 5 years. The first India-Central Asia Summit was held virtually yesterday, during which the 6 countries decided to upgrade existing defense partnership, and agreed to consider holding joint counter-terror exercises between their militaries. After India announced its summit, China also held a summit with the leaders of Central Asian countries at a very short notice on 25th January, during which the Chinese president offered $500 million in assistance to the region.